Welcome back. Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And thank you so much for staying with us. The moment you have been waiting for. In studio with us this morning is the Acting Commissioner of Police, a Tobago-born gentleman going by the name of Mr. Junior Benjamin. He's in studio this morning. And we're going to be talking all things T.T.P.S, especially the things that relate to Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Pleasant morning to you and to all your listeners. It's indeed a privilege to be back home.
That's right. That's right. And we have to talk about the projections and all of that for the T.T.P.S, yes, but we want to talk about you entering into this office. I'm trying to calculate the period. I was trying to go back to calculate the period this morning, and I couldn't get it quite right. So it's just a short period you've been in the office.
The 6th of February.
Right. Very, very short. About 5 weeks there, about 5-6 weeks there, about. And what has the experience been like for you coming in, especially in the situation that you took the office in? I know there was a lot of chatter about, and people, we all have opinions. Social media is a place where people will play it down. So what has it been like for you in terms of your experience being there?
Well, first of all, I want to start off by just thanking God for the opportunity to serve. It has always been my duty, and my dream to really be the very best that I could be. And probably attaining this position at this time, I recognize, first of all, the goodness of God upon my life. That being said, I think that even in God in His wisdom would cause you to enter into situations at times of probably, crisis and even times when I say the darker the night, the brighter the light. And the purpose for me being there, I always see myself as one that cares for people. And I think this was an ideal time for a commissioner of police that cares for people. I saw myself as one that was called to take care of my officers, and in a time when we were hurting, I continue to be that comfort to my officers, where I let them know that I am a commissioner for all. And by a commissioner for all, it means that therefore I'm there in times, when things are hard, to know that, hey, I tell people I'm like an umbrella. Things come upon me, but everybody that is under me must be covered. And therefore they can be assured that they have a commissioner that will cover them. And not just the police officers, but I'm here to also cover the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago as a commissioner.
You mentioned you went in there at a time when you were hurting. What is the state now in terms of the feeling, the mood, and the tone of the T.T.P.S right now?
Well, I would say at this present time, we are coming out of that. I think that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is a very resilient organization. We have been around for years, and therefore we have been through tough times before. I think it's important that leadership knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And therefore, through again, all the leaders, and it's important to understand, it's not just me. I have some very astute deputy commissioners of police. I have some very strong assistant commissioner of police, and I would say, in terms of my divisional commanders, very, very competent men and women who are holding up these areas. So therefore, there are different layers within the police service that ensures its strength. So therefore, even when one layer might fall apart, there's always another layer to cushion the blow, to ensure that level of stability and effectiveness of the police service.
Which is also very, very important, especially when you're talking about public trust and confidence in the T.T.P.S. So I'm hoping that, the threads will hold together. I'm hoping. And now we have a new Minister of National Security. So when you head back to headquarters, of course, you have to have a conversation.
Yes.
What are some of the things you'd like to highlight to this minister in terms of ensuring good governance of the T.T.P.S and ensuring that your policies, your objectives are carried through, and that you have the measure of support that you need to ensure you execute your duties?
Well, first of all, I take the opportunity to congratulate the new Minister of National Security, and also even to thank the former Minister of National Security. I think it is so important that whenever we take up a ministry, and even taking up a portfolio like myself, that we learn to continue to build on what was there. And certainly, I believe that for us in the police service, we are prepared to work with anyone who is given that portfolio. We are a very professional organization. We hope to continue along the trend that we are going, where we are about reducing crime. I think that Minister Gonzalez will be coming with a lot of experience. He is a past police officer. He's a very astute attorney at law. So he's come with a lot of experience, and therefore it will be my joy to work with him and to carry on that which we have started. So far, we can say that we've seen a decrease in crime, and therefore we want to continue along that trajectory as we make Trinidad and Tobago safer again.
Right, and we entered into a state of emergency the end of last year, and we kind of still there. And I know the outgoing Prime Minister said he doesn't see the need for the SOE to continue. There hasn't been anything official yet in terms of ending the SOE. What has the T.T.P.S been able to achieve in terms of do you have any measurable outcomes in terms of going through exercises in the SOE to state that yes, we made inroads and we had really good successes, and in fact we are well positioned for the future?
Well, I can say that certainly when we look at the stats, it clearly tells us. Let's start from the part that everybody would normally judge us from. In the past, we come out from last year where the murder rate was extremely high, and we had nearly 625 or so murders. You compare that to now, we have right now at least 84 murders. Compared to last year around this time, we had 119. In 2023, we had well over 125 murders. So you can see that there is certainly a great reduction in terms of murders. It's about 30% reduction. In our sites, we were trying to get at least 10 to 15%. So we have exceeded that, and we continue to exceed that by continuing having the presence out there in the right spaces. We look at the hot times, we look at the hot areas, and that is where we are going to be concentrating our police visibilities out there on the patrols. When we look at our violent crimes, which is very important, it's quite interesting. Let me just give you some stats. We actually seeing like a 37% reduction in violent crimes. We have our woundings and shootings. It was 161 last year. It is now 94. We have robberies was 577 last year. It is now 321. And from an overall of 1,069 last year, we only have 669. It shows that there is a tremendous reduction in terms of violent crimes. And I think that spells well for the country. It spells well for the police service. And as we continue, we will continue to see a further reduction as we continue, even after the SOE, to put those systems and strategies in place so that we can continue to see further success going down.
And this leads to my next question. I know coming out of the SOE and the things that you were able to implement during the SOE, and I know when we come out of it, some of the restrictions will come back.
Yes.
Are you able to employ some of the methods you used in the SOE when we come out of it to ensure that you maintain that low rate of serious crimes, to ensure that the reduction continues and that you see the projection in terms of ensuring you have a hand on serious crime?
Well, the thing about it, that crime is dynamic, and we will continue to be very hopeful. And that is what we are taking the lessons learned, and we would be applying it even after the SOEs is completed. We want to ensure that we continue more robust approaches in terms of our operations. I think already for the year we had nearly close to 3,900 and something operations. We would want to continue that level of intensity even after, and we are hoping that as we continue that level of intense operation, that you're going to see the outcomes in terms of the arrest of people continuing. Once we are able to have that, I think that the message has been sent already that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we mean business. Anyone that seeks to oppose us, and we are saying oppose us in terms of pointing your firearm at us, we are saying please, comply with the police officers. It's a no tolerance approach that will be taken going forward, and therefore we are saying that once Trinidad and Tobago come on board, the citizens come on board with us, we can ensure safety and security for all. So therefore we want to encourage the citizens to partner with us and let us get crime under control in your community.
And now I know it is not wise for you to share what your strategies are in terms of dealing with crime, but in terms of for the purposes of the public awareness, what are some of the things we can look forward to that we can see that the TTPS is implementing to make us feel comfortable, confident, safe to walk outside, to go by the corner shop, to go by the fast food place and get something, stand in a line and not worry that somebody might drive by? What can we actually look forward to? Because I know there are things we will not see. There will be things in the background, but what can we actually identify and say, this is what is happening and I feel good that the TTPS is present and I feel safe?
Okay, I would want to put it in a context, if I may. First of all, understand the framework that is used by the police service. We do not just operate vike, we operate within a framework. The framework that I've set for the police service is that we do what we call crime prevention, then there's crime suppression, and there's crime intervention strategies. In terms of crime prevention strategies, you are going to see that which was there before, but I'm saying that you're supposed to see a more robust approach in relation to ensuring that we have our town meetings, station council meetings. We are going to be going out there, knocking on doors, letting people understand, that the police is there. These are some ways that we could do some target hardening. You're going to see us going and visit the banks, the hotels, the different places. You're going to see us there, and that is part of our crime prevention. We're going to schools. We're going to have the youth clubs and these things there for young people. In terms of our suppression strategies, we are going to see us targeting those gangs. We are going to be going, we want to find out at the end of the day, you understand, we must know the size of the gang, we must know the activities of the gang, the members of the gang, the location of those gangs, and we are going to be targeting those persons, and they're not just the gangs, but even the associates. We're saying that if your family is associated with gang, tell them do not do that, because we are coming after them as well. We are going to see us dealing with the crime situation in terms of what really is the cause, the primary cause of the murders. We recognize it's either gang-related altercation, sometimes it's domestic. Based on those situations, we are going to be putting the different intervention strategies to deal with those situations. We are going to be dealing with crime in terms of robberies and all these things head on, because we'll be ensuring that we have thorough investigations done, and you're going to see, again, not just the investigation, but we want to have the intelligence to go with it, because the intelligence drive our operation. At the end of the day, we're going to have intervention strategies where we're going to be lining up with the churches and the different organizations, the mosque, and so on, and we are bringing the religious organization in, and let's see how we can deal with some of those strategies within the communities, so that everybody is part and parcel of the solution. At the end of the day, we want to always leave the community much better than how we met it.
And that was going to be one of my other questions. How is the community going to be engaged and partnering with the efforts of the TTPS, not just the community, but other stakeholders in terms of corporate Trinidad and Tobago, and other agencies who are meant to protect and serve as well, like the Coast Guard and the Fire Service and all these other agencies? Is the conversation ongoing, and do they understand their roles and the corporate responsibility, the societal responsibility in terms of ensuring, listen, we have to do this hand in hand. It's not something that we can do by ourselves. Is that conversation coming to any type of fruition?
Certainly. When just yesterday, I was able to meet with the Chambers of Commerce, the Business Association, the hoteliers, and we had a wonderful conversation where we were able to talk about security, and also to have their commitment into how they can play a more active part in relation to that. One of the things that's happening behind the scenes is that the SOE is bringing the different agencies together in a much stronger and cohesive way. So there's a greater level of synergy that is taking place, and we are grateful for that. We want to continue that conversation as we continue to ensure safety and security for all, even as the agencies come together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Junior Benjamin. He's in studio this morning having that conversation with us, of course, reminding us that the TTPS is still very present, that there are strategies being discussed. There are strategies strategies being implemented and that we can feel safe and secure. We're going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation. We want you to be a part of the conversation, so you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube channel. And as you go for a short break, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.